When I say Emperor Palpatine, what comes to mind? Evil, malicious, bad guy, tyrannical, meanie butt. Well, all of those definitions do not accurately describe Palpatine at all. In reality, Palpatine was a pretty tight dude. So in this video, I'm going to defend the person no one else is brave enough to defend. This is why Emperor Palpatine did nothing wrong. What's up, my dudes? It's Gus the Boss coming out with another banger video, and yes, as you can tell from the change in tone, this recording is not the same recording as what you just heard or will continue to hear in the rest of the video. Essentially, I'm an idiot and glossed over my entire second paragraph of the script because, again, I'm stupid. Anyway, I thought today I would do a couple things before I get you back to the main video. So, first order of business, I made a new intro for the Gus the Bus channel. Check it out! Pretty good, huh? Made it myself. Not gonna brag, but gonna brag a little bit. In other news, the giveaway is still going on. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing a $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do to enter is subscribe and comment Gus the Bus in the comments. And lastly, while I was editing this video, I was happy to learn that today's video has a lot of fuzzy audio moments. You know when I try and say a P word and it doesn't seem like the mic can handle all of that pressure from the P words? Well, there's going to be a lot of moments in this video where you're going to hear something like that. And this is due to the fact that this video is revolved around Palpatine, and his name starts with a P, which is the letter that makes a lot of the fuzzy noises. And I didn't really even think about this being potentially a problem. There's two P words right there, even though I've already made jokes about it in the past. So every time we hear a fuzzy audio moment, we're going to add it to our fuzzy audio counter at the top right of your screen. It's just a counter. There isn't anything special about it. I just thought in my head it would be a funny gag, but I'm slowly starting to realize it really isn't as funny as I hope. But I'm already in the middle of this recording and already in the middle of this sentence, and this is fucking Gus the Bus, where the only content we make is trash, so of course I'm not gonna fix it. Thank Jesus Christ I was able to finish that last sentence. I've been trying to record this one paragraph for freaking 30 minutes. I don't even know why I can't say the words. I might be a little dyslexic. I can't even say that. Do you guys understand the struggle I'm going through right now? This is so frustrating. You guys think it's so easy just to come out and explain that you have a new intro and that there's a fuzzy audio counter. Well, it's not easy. It's hard. It's really hard. And I need a drink of water now. Anyway, back to the video. We are first introduced to Palpatine in The Phantom Menace. In this movie, Palpatine orchestrates the Trade Federation invasion of Naboo and uses this to gain political power and take over the position of Chancellor, which is essentially the President or the Prime Minister of the Senate. Now, from a normie Jedi lover Palpatine hater view, this sounds evil. Well, wrong, sir, wrong. Firstly, going over the politics part, whether or not Palpatine did orchestrate the invasion is not really that important. The Senate lost confidence in their chancellor and decided to institute a new leader. What is so wrong about that? I'm sorry, I don't see it. Palpatine didn't force them to give a vote of no confidence to the chancellor. Palpatine didn't force them to put him as chancellor. These motherfuckers decided to do that, and they were democratically elected. So, it seems to me like democracy put Palpatine in charge. That's what the people wanted. Now, did Palpatine create an invasion of his own planet planet to exploit the political process. Yes, but we should be thanking Palpatine. He showed the weaknesses in democracy and how the Republic needed to consolidate federal power to oversee the other star systems. Also, this bitch ass was a weak ass leader and wasn't doing anything. Now, in terms of body count, the only people who died were some droids, like a couple Naboo soldiers, and Gungans, and I thought y'all hated Jar Jar Binks, so you should be happy that Palpatine orchestrated this. We also see that during these original 3 movies, the Chancellor gets a bunch of extended powers due to the multiple crises that we see throughout the movies. And you might think, oh, extended powers, Palpatine is manipulating them. But let's do a rundown of some leaders who have gotten extended powers during times of crises. Abraham Lincoln, FDR, Winston Churchill, George Washington, Dwight K. Schrute. And you don't think those people are as bad as Palpatine, don't you? You probably think Abraham Lincoln and George Washington are the greatest presidents of all time.
False.
FDR, he put his own citizens in internment camps. Abraham Lincoln suspended habeas corpus during the Civil War. If you don't know what that means basically by suspending habeas corpus, he can throw anyone into jail. Whoever he wants, he can just throw them into jail. You think that's righteous? Winston Churchill became prime minister during a time of crisis, World War II, right after his weak-ass predecessor, Neville Chamberlain, didn't do jack and was voted out by a vote of no confidence. Sounds a lot like a certain someone, you know? Wink, wink. It seems to me like Palpatine is as righteous a leader as Abraham Lincoln or FDR. Let's continue. Let's talk about the war with the Separatists. Firstly, don't you think that if some star systems want to leave the Republic, they have the right to? But the righteous Republic think that they're all that, and oh, we love the Jedi and we need to keep the country unified. So they start a war of aggression, which I assume millions of people died just because the Republic didn't believe in star systems' rights. I think that's a little fucked up. Now, was Palpatine the puppet master of Count Dooku who was leading the Separatists? So in reality, this war was just a giant cover-up, which was also orchestrated by Palpatine, similar to the Trade Federation invasion of Naboo. And yes, Palpatine did orchestrate everything, but I think we have to look at this from another perspective again. And I would say that Palpatine's doing the right thing by ordering a clone army and starting a war, because the Jedi are the only people enforcing the laws of the Republic, and that's a little messed up, don't you think? There's only like 10 Jedi. Anakin, Obi-Wan, the 2 stoners, Joker, token black guy, Oscar the Grouch, Pinhead, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, and Liam Neeson. And Liam Neeson died in the first movie, so there's only like 9 Jedi. But the point is that there's all these star systems in the universe, and obviously the Jedi can't protect all of those star systems. They need an army. They need some sort of police force to enforce these laws and put down rebellions. So yes, ordering a clone army and starting the war was a good thing to show the weaknesses of the democracy, the weaknesses of the Republic and the Jedi. So again, Palpatine should be saying, "You're welcome, Republic." Now we get to Order 66, and you might think that this might be the hardest one for me to defend, but in reality, it's really the easiest. You might think the Jedi are good guys, but you overlooked one key problem with the Jedi Order. They don't let other Jedi have sexy time. I think that's messed up. Like, don't you think it's pretty malicious that they're not letting Jedi get their nut off? I think that's evil. I think that's fucked up. And don't you guys remember this scene? Alright, let's get dirty before we go on this trip, you smell me? Sorry, no can do. Jedi aren't allowed to pump their DNA in the fountain of queef, you feel me? And this comes right from the council. Damn, seriously, what the fuck? We clearly have a will they won't they type relationship. Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to become a fucking Jedi master here. Random cut. Anakin, you've grown up. Another random cut. Tell that to Obi-Wan. I mean, this bitch is aight. He's smart and shit, but like, do you think he can really move apples the way I move apples? Like, nah. But for real though, Kenobi needs to get his head to the barbers, you smell me? I mean, what's with that ginger mullet? He was looking so fresh with that cut in the Bantam Menace. Yo, Anakin, why don't you shut the fuck up, my dude? Like, what's this fake-ass dub of a Star Wars scene supposed to prove anyway? It's terribly dubbed and not even funny anymore, and I don't really even know what I was supposed to be trying to prove in the first place. What was it? Oh, Jedi can't have sex. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. So if you think the Jedis are the good guys, you're wrong. And I'm glad they got their bitch asses blasted by Palpatine and the boys, because these guys were messed up. They were doing some messed up stuff. And do you really think that we should be having some sort of elite group of people who can manipulate gravity ruling over this country as the police force? No, that's messed up. Now we get to the Empire years, and I think we have to ask ourselves, what exactly did the Empire do that was so bad, that made them so tyrannical, and made the rebellion have to do a rebellion? Like, where in the original trilogy do we hear of the Empire committing anything bad or any sort of atrocious acts? Besides the genocide of the Jedi, which I already went over, the Empire didn't really do anything bad at all. Oh, but they forced people to work in mines. Oh, you really think the United States didn't have slavery? Oh, but we saw them shoot Luke's step-parents, and that's pretty messed up. Oh, you don't think democracies kill their own people? Like, there's no way in hell you're telling me the Republic at any point didn't do anything messed up. Like, I'm sure the Republic was doing some messed up shit. There's no way you can tell me otherwise. So what did the Empire really do that we can confirm? Well, he manipulated Anakin into becoming Darth Vader. And he also tried to manipulate Luke. But did he though? Did he really manipulate them? Now, if you're listening to the Jedi lovers out there, they'll say that Palpatine manipulated Anakin into believing that he can train him into a stronger Force wielder so he can protect people. But Jedi lovers, you're overlooking the fact that Palpatine was right. Anakin did indeed become a stronger Force wielder once he became Darth Vader. That's why he was scary as shit in fucking Rogue One, and he appeared out the freaking door and just sliced a bunch of treasonous traitors in half. And as shown by Kylo Ren and Rey at the end of freaking Rise of Skywalker, it is possible to Force heal people. So Palpatine was right. He was not wrong. He was right. Now, speaking of Rise of Skywalker, Emperor Palpatine makes another appearance, and I have to ask, is Palpatine really the bad guy here? Like, the universe is in shambles after the new bitch-ass Republic got themselves blown up, and the First Order and Resistance are in another civil war. Palpatine created a whole armada full of nice little old ships to help restore order among the universe, and honestly, is that bad? And that's the key to all this. How do we value order? While it seems to be given a negative connotation these days, no! Stop it! Stop this! This is bad. Alright, just a little clarification. These are jokes. These are not facts. These are not political statements. These are jokes. If you want to know about how I feel politically, I'm a member of the anarcho-communists and we will rise! The Star Wars universe had so many bad people and gangs and crazy people. I think it's fair that the people of this universe would want order to help make everything peaceful. By getting everything organized and under order, we can continue to advance as a society. Plus, under one single ruler, everything is more efficient than the politics of democracy, in which all these political parties filibuster and don't allow anything to get done. Under one single ruler, we can make glorious new technologies like the Death Star, which, by the way, we'll probably have to talk about the Death Star, so let's do that now. I don't think the Death Star is a bad thing, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Yes, it's called the Death Star, which sounds pretty imposing, but I think that's the point. In order to enforce laws, it is necessary for some sort of mechanism to do that. That's why when we create laws, we have people like the army and the police to enforce them. The Star Wars universe is massive and contains thousands of star systems. Therefore, it is ludicrous to not have a tool as powerful enough as the Death Star to control everything. And let's think about it. How different is the Death Star from nukes? They both cause massive destruction, and they both have the potential to destroy planets. Now, when the Death Star did destroy Alderaan, you might say, oh, that was a terrible thing to do. They killed so many people. But I would counter with this. If a war was happening, wouldn't you do something to stop that war from continuing to save more lives, potentially? Harry Truman blew up Hiroshima and Nagasaki in order to stop an invasion of Japan, which would have killed a ton more people. William Tecumseh Sherman just freaking destroyed everything in his path on the march to the sea. I really don't see a big difference here. Palpatine was just protecting more lives from being lost from the war continuing. It turns out that Princess Leia lied about Alderaan being the home of the rebel base. So really, she has blood on her hands, if you think about it. Now, when it comes to trying to kill Rey, Kylo Ren, and his son's family, that was kind of a dick move, I'm not gonna lie. I can't really defend him there. So he ain't perfect. And in reality, maybe Palpatine did some things wrong, but we all do some things wrong. We consider America to be the leader of the free world and the glorious champion of democracy, but this country's far from perfect. We tend to think of the Empire, Templars, and Fireflies as a group of people that represent tyranny and injustice, but maybe the situation isn't so black and white. Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are. And if Palpatine did something wrong, then we all did something bad. Hey, you reached the end of the video. This is Gus, super close to the mic. Do you want to hear what it sounds like inside my mouth?
This is my mouth.
Well, let's see if we can get all the way to my tonsil.